We're in D-4 inventory custom reports. In the compare option boxes, I have up to 5 opportunities to filter the information that displays on my report. The first thing it asks me for is which field I want to use. If I click on the help, it's going to give me a listing of all of the appropriate fields that can be used. Alpha fields, numeric fields, price fields, date fields, they're all applicable here. So I can type in MFG, that stands for my manufacturer. When I get to the operation, if I click on it, it's going to give me a listing of what my valid opportunities are. The first is equals, the second is not equals, greater than, less than, and then greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So in this case, I want to say where manufacturer equals, and in my value, I'm going to put the appropriate value, the number that I'm looking for, the date that I'm looking for, and so on. In this case, I'm going to type in Wix. The logical operator on the far right, your options are and, or, qualifies, or completed, which completed basically means I have no other lines of information to include. One thing that you want to remember when you're here is that you cannot look for things such as where manufacturer equals Wix and manufacturer equals AC Delco, because that's looking for a single part record that has 2 manufacturers. That kind of thing would never exist. So in this case, I'd want to put something like an or, manufacturer equals AC Delco. That will bring up all the parts in my inventory where my manufacturer is Wix and my manufacturer is also AC Delco. One thing that you want to know when you're here, instead of putting your manufacturers up in the top portion of the screen here, if you put them in the compare options, they work the same way. Remember, the one caveat with the range is that if you use the bookends in the range, you don't have to then put the information in the compare options unless you have not done a good job of maintaining your inventory. And there's a possibility that there are parts that are within your range or your bookend that aren't the specific manufacturer that you're looking for. Some other options here that I can use are part number equals, and I can type in a part number. I can look for something along the lines of a part number starts with, asterisks or wildcards, so you can populate those. I can look for things such as dates. I'm going to type in DS1. That's my date of last sale for my first store. I can use a greater than or less than. When you're using dates, remember you'll want to put in a 2018 0101, so anything greater than 2018 0101. If you want to look for a month, you can put asterisks here, so 2018 01 asterisk asterisk would look for anything in January of that year. If you want to look for anything that's greater, maybe that's in 2017, I can type in the date of last sale is 2017 and all asterisks. So this is an opportunity to look for any parts where my date of last sale is in the year of 2017. The last thing that I can do here is quantities. So if I'm looking for where my quantity on hand is greater than 0, I can do that here. A great example of a report that you might want to use here is where perhaps your manufacturer is Wix and your date of last sale is less than 2017 0101. So I'm looking for anything 2016 and before where my quantity on hand is greater than 0. This would show me any parts where my date of last sale was in 2016, 2015, 2014, but my quantity on hand is positive, meaning that I have inventory sitting on my shelves that is not selling and is just sitting there. Perhaps these are parts that you could send back to your vendor.